All right. So way back when, at the dawn of time, thousands of years ago, there was a little thing called Gamergate, and Gamergate got the attention. Rather, Alison Rapp got the attention of Gamergate. Alison Rapp was a Nintendo employee. She was a translator. She speaks fluent Japanese and worked for Nintendo of America as a human resources person. So she was fluent in Japanese. I think she translated Fire Emblem. Somebody has mentioned 8 times in chat already that she was responsible for the awful Americanized version of Fire Emblem, and V hated her for it. So, she worked in Nintendo, basically had her dream job, right? Dream job, worked at Nintendo. And then during Gamergate, she posted this, and she got the attention of the rabid misogynists of that deplorable anti-Israel movement on the internet by that despicable Alec Baldwin. So this tweet by this Nintendo employee thousands of years ago caught the attention of Goober Gobber, and Goober Gobber decided they were going to do some investigation. Oh, also this tweet pissed off Gamergate. Did you know that video games are not the most important things in the world? This is actually after that first tweet. She posted this after Gamergate got pissed off at her, and she got more attention because of it. Do you know that video games are not the most important things in the world? If you want to have intelligent conversations about games, you need to educate yourself on life and intersectional social issues totally outside of games. Goober Gobber did not respond well to that either. So they did some digging into her Twitter account, right? And they found this. This kind of legal bullshit pisses me off. Read my IR thesis before you go hating on me, Kay. Thanks. And that link goes to the CNN report about police arrest man for child pornography after tip-off from burglars. So here's a funny thing. There is a constitutional protection against unwarranted search from the police. The police can't search your house unless they have a reason to. But there's an interesting caveat. If a citizen does something illegal, like breaking into your house, and they see that you're a predator, a child predator, they can report you to the police, and that, even though their information came from a crime, that counts as a justification for a legal search. So what happened is the burglars broke into the house and saw that he had child pornography. I think it was like VHS tapes just labeled like child pornography or like 13-year-old nude or something. And he got busted for that because the police searched the house and confirmed that it existed based on the burglar's tips. And she's mad about that because this poor pedophile was guilty of a victimless crime. You should understand. A victimless crime of possession of child pornography. Don't clip that out of context. So let's see what she said in that tweet. She invited us to read her IR thesis. Well, let's go read her IR thesis and figure out, let's get to the bottom of this and figure out what she means by victimless crime. Why did this fat man getting arrested piss her off? Speech we hate assess an argument for the cessation of international pressure on Japan to strengthen its anti-child pornography laws. And this is quite long. I'm only going to read a specific paragraph of it. The gist of it is that Japan has very lax child pornography laws. And age of consent is super low in Japan. It's like 13 years old. And she's saying that because Japan has a different culture, you need to permit them to have different laws on child pornography. And this is her argument for that, basically calling it a victimless crime. Now, there's a particular paragraph, I think it's at the very end. When this got posted on the Kiwifarms, by the way, people started calling her a pedophile or a person advocating total decriminalization of child pornography. And when people start making that kind of accusation, because it gets thrown at me so much, I try to be skeptical. I try to give them a benefit of a doubt. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find this in the actual document on the fly like this, because it's like a scan. It's not actually formatted in such a way that I can pull it up. So I have this on the locale wiki. I'm just going to read this. This is a direct excerpt from the thesis that I have transliterated some time ago. And I'll read this. So here's the thing. Regarding, like, there's some shit I would agree with on this. But the main thing that she misses, and this gets her fucked, is that she says in the first paragraph that conditions that encourage child abuse, child prostitution, and child trafficking likely have little, if nothing, to do with people possessing even a morally questionable type of media. The issue with this is that she's fucking wrong. And here, I'm going to give you a political lesson. Do you know, here, I'm going to ask this, and I want you guys to tell me, why is child pornography banned in the United States? Why do you think that? If we have the First Amendment, why do we ban it? Anybody want to take a guess? Child pornography is illegal in the United States because Max Rose got it. First one I saw. Or no, Phobos got it first. It creates a black market. Even if you criminalize, and it should be criminal, the production of child pornography, obviously, why do we ban even the possession of it? And the reason why is because the possession and trade or transfer of it creates an international black market for child sex slavery. That's why. If Americans are able to buy, transmit, or possess child pornography, then you're going to create markets for it in countries like Ukraine, countries like Nigeria, countries like Thailand, countries like the Philippines. It creates a black market and it puts children all over the world at risk. We do this with other things. If you have people like, for instance, if the FBI can prove that you sexually abused a child that would be illegal in the United States, in Thailand, they will arrest and prosecute you in the United States as if you did it here. And the reason why is because the federal government protects children regardless of where they are in the world. So, when she says the conditions that encourage child abuse, child prostitution, and child trafficking likely have little, if nothing, to do with people possessing even a morally questionable type of media, she is wrong. And she is wrong in the worst way. The reason why we very specifically ban child pornography is because it does have a victim, which is why I'm for that particular legislation. So even if you were to pose some kind of argument that she's entitled to her opinion, the big issue with this is that she was a representative, not just a worker she didn't mop the fucking floors at Nintendo of America. She worked there as human resources. She was the PR face of Nintendo of America at some point. So you can't have a child pornography advocate working at your fucking company. And yeah, she worked directly with kids, which created a bit of a fucking problem. So what happened? Well, obviously people weren't happy with this, and eventually a woman named Jamie Walton reached out and said, I spoke with Nintendo of America corporate. They were not aware of Alison Rapp's comments. Spoke with Nintendo of America supervisory line. Alison Rapp, you are about to be contacted. We will handle this immediately. Unacceptable, end quote. So, Jamie Walton, who the fuck is Jamie Walton? Well, let me tell you who Jamie Walton is. She is the current leader of something called the Wayne Foundation. What is the Wayne Foundation? Spreading awareness of human trafficking occurring in the United States and providing direct services for young women victimized by commercial exploitation. Our vision is a world without child slavery. We are dedicated to providing direct assistance to those victimized by exploitation. The Wayne Foundation is committed to spreading awareness of commercial sex exploitation of children, CSEC, and domestic minor sexual trafficking, DMST, occurring within the United States. So she had, because of her statements and the attention of Goober Gobber, Jamie Walton, the head of this company or this organization, this 501c3 charity, that, like, from what I've seen from Jamie Walton, is that she will put kids who are taken from homes in emergency situations into temporary care at any hour. If she gets a phone call at 2 a.m., she will jump out of bed, get with a kid at a police station, and because of her role in the company, she can't directly take the kid into her house. She can only find somebody else to take him. So she will sit with that child in a police station that has just been saved from prostitution and call up everybody she can think of to find a temporary housing situation for those kids. And that is the woman who Alison Rapp pissed off with her bullshit about child pornography. And what do you think happened to Jamie Walton because she did that? Where is it? Oh, I guess I don't have a screenshot of this. She was accused of being a Gamergate brainwashed advocate. Jamie Walton, the owner or director of the Wayne Foundation, she was attacked by social justice warriors for being pro-Gamergate because she said that a woman advocating the decriminalization of child pornography was somehow not fit to represent a toy company. And if you're worried about her, no, she was not fired. She kept her job. She's the director of the company. She can't be fired. But it was extremely frustrating for her because her entire life is about trying to save children from rape houses and shit. Like, this is the kind of shit she fights against constantly. And her entire life is based against fighting this notion that child pornography is a victimless crime. So the sheer fucking audacity of these people to accuse Jamie Walton of somehow being a pro-Gamergate actor is just preposterous and offensive. And luckily it boiled over, but it was still, pathetic at the time it happened. So, the issue is, after this, she was fired. Surprise, surprise, right? Today, the decision was made. I am no longer a good, safe representation of Nintendo. My employment has been terminated. Well, no fucking shit. But why was she fired? That's a good question. The answer was a bit cryptic. Later the same day, Nintendo responded to Rapp's Twitter comments by issuing an official statement to the press. Oh, I didn't cap this for some reason. Because she's deleted all of her shit, so I couldn't find it. But she went on a fucking tirade calling Nintendo a sexist, horrible place to work and shit. And it's like, well, you're doing a really fucking good job of making yourself appealing to prospective employers by bad-mouthing your last company. Like, no, it was a joy to work for you guys. I really wish it didn't end this way, yada, yada, yada. She just tore open them. So after that, the social justice warriors lined up to protect Alison Rapp, and it forced Nintendo of America to issue a statement saying, in which the company flat out denied any alleged connection between the termination of her employment and the Twitter feud she had become embroiled in, while offering an explanation that she was fired because she was moonlighting with a second job, a violation of the company's internal policy. Alison Rapp, they said, was terminated due to the violation of an internal company policy involving holding a second job in conflict with Nintendo's corporate culture. Though Mrs. Rapp's termination follows her being the subject of criticism from certain groups via social media several weeks ago, the two are absolutely not related. Nintendo is a company committed to fostering inclusion and diversity in both our company and the broader video game industry, and we firmly reject the harassment of individuals based on gender, race, or personal beliefs. We wish Ms. Rapp well in her future endeavors. Well, that's fucking weird. If she didn't get fired because of Goober Gobber, what was she fired for? The answer, my friends, is that she was a prostitute. I can't show you any of the pictures to prove this because my video will get taken down. She was a prostitute. And when she was fired, she claimed that it was because of college debt. And somehow Nintendo found this and fired her on it. But they didn't have, it wasn't known. Nintendo found out before anybody else did. So, If you're asking how much she cost, don't get too excited. I don't think she ever had a successful lay. There's somebody making 3/5 jokes and 2/5 jokes, and that's because she had like 2 ratings and neither of them were positive. They both said that like it was an escort service and she literally just dated them and didn't put out, even though they had money paid for the service. So don't. All she had to do was suck some dick. Basically, she fucked up. She's even a failure at a whore.